Keep it James, hunters run the show. No pressure, just profits. Yo, ninja touch, we get rid of it. Gain confidence for your benefits. Creativity is key, let's work to it. Plus, we got free prizes every week. Honey Dare, we got the help if you need it. The Honey Dare, check in with us. The Honey Dare, check in with us. The Honey Dare, check in with us. Honey Dare, yeah.
Honey Dare, yo.
Honey there, yo. Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing fantastic. Happy Memorial Day, which happens to be the day that we're here right now, every Monday in
at 1 o'clock.
20 minutes.
And a huge shout out to my dad for Memorial Day. He did 2 tours over in Vietnam, and I think about him heavily on Memorial Day.
Yes, indeed.
He has a lot of people he has lost. So welcome. We are talking about fatal errors that people make in sales.
Yeah, and one of the we're talking about how adding humor. Most people think, a lot of people in business think that not adding humor is being professional. In fact, adding humor increases your success rate by 30%. Studies show that you have an increase 30% or more on the outcome that you want, whether it is you're, as a leader, having a team of people actually following your directions, or in a sales process, having someone buy the product. And that's because of human behavior. When you're sharing a laugh with someone, they trust you more. They feel safer with you. You are opening up and exposing your vital organs, which in body language, a lot of the time, are either closing down because we feel we need to protect, or opening up because we feel safe. Laughter opens you up, ignites all the neurotransmitters in the brain, and life is good. So by adding some humor into your connecting phase, connecting is the first step everyone's got to do in sales, because if you don't connect, then you use all these manipulative tactics to try and close the person. And that's where sales gets a bad name. If you feel, oh, I don't like sales, it's because you've experienced manipulative closing techniques, and closing refers to getting the sale where they hand over the credit card in exchange for the product or service.
And often people close too fast.
Yeah.
So that's the other reason we feel icky about sales, is because someone came in and tried to sell us something without finding out what we really needed first, or where we're at. It's like, have you ever had somebody slip into your DMs and with a weight loss product? So I always answer them back and say, do you think I'm fat? Is this why you're messaging me? Because it's like, it's assumptive for them to send me a weight loss product. Maybe I don't want weight loss. Maybe I want more energy, or maybe I want to sleep better. Mm-hmm. Maybe I don't think I'm overweight. Hi, Jenny. Welcome.
Yeah. So a bunch of people are going about it in such a way that it pushes away the sale rather than attracts the sale. When you follow the sales Tai Chi process, you get to a place in the conversation where they start saying, well, how does this work? How can I work close with you? How much is it? What can I do? They're buying questions. And when someone starts asking buying questions, you just help them by buying your product.
And we teach a 3-step process, which is connect, coach, and close. But if you connect well enough, you don't have to actually do the close. There's no closing.
If you think about it, it's like connect is like 60%, coach is 30%, and close is 10%. Most of the sales process have that flipped around. So you're quickly getting into telling them all about the product or the service or why the person needs it without connecting to them, and then doing all this processes and NLP to try and stimulate a purchase, or force a purchase, probably more so. And sales is a broader concept rather than just a product or a service. We call it PICS, a quick little anagram, easy to remember. We call it products,
ideas, concepts and services. I figured you were typing it out, so I'd say it for you.
I was. Ideas, concepts, and services. I'm not as fast a typer as you. So yeah, it's more than just a PICS: products, ideas, concepts, and services. So you can be doing a sales approach to your child about going to bed earlier. They want to stay up late. You have a different idea of what's beneficial for them than what they do. And so then you're doing a sales pitch as to the idea. And you might add in some bonuses. Well, if you go to bed tonight, tomorrow you can have ice cream. Well, that was a bonus. That was a bonus add into the fact that makes it more inviting for them to go to bed now. If you go to bed now, I'll read you a book. These are all added bonuses to the sales approach. Yet, if you've done really strong connecting in the lead up to that moment, so it's not just sprung on them, you got to go to bed now. What? There's lead up, saying like, hey, in a couple of hours, it's going to be bedtime. So we need to start thinking about what it is we're going to bed. That's your marketing. You're marketing to the lead up to the end decision. You got to let the client know what's the outcome going to be. It's like, with a nice, great, beautiful sleep, we're going to be able to go to the park tomorrow and play a lot longer than what you're able to today, or we can go to the pool. It's the outcome that you're actually selling. You're not selling the get into bed. You're selling the outcome of tomorrow is going to be a fantastic day. As soon as we go to bed, we'll be able to lead into that next day. So that's an idea. It's not a product or service. It's an idea. Well, it could be a service. Sleeping in a bed is a wonderful service.
Yeah.
Fall asleep every time we get a massage, and that's a service. So we have products, ideas, concepts, services. They're the different things that we're sharing with someone else. And when they agree with us, then that's the sale.
The biggest mistake that we see people make is that they're selling their product, service, idea, or concept rather than selling the outcome or the benefits of their product, idea, concept, or service.
And this is where humor is highly, highly, highly beneficial, because when you can use humor, the person's happy and laughing or smiling or agreeable, they're much more open to what it is you're saying or doing. So in that way, whatever you say or do is received. It's not blocked. If humor is the quickest way to open up that other person's skepticism, open up that other person's fears, concerns, open up that.
Bring the walls down.
Yeah.
Resistant walls of like, oh, you're going to sell me something.
So in that process, absolutely comedy, laughter, humor, smiles, having a joke with the person. And in the sales Tai Chi, we want you to learn how to read that other person's behavior, then read what kind of humor relates to them. So when you know the kind of humor that relates to them, you end up becoming someone who's like their best friend in their emotional mind, their midbrain. And when you are considered one of their best friends, they're very trusting of whatever it is that you're going to be saying. And then whatever it is that you're going to be saying is your product, idea, concept, or service, for them to make a buying answer, which is, yes, let's do that. Yes, let's go to the movie. Yes, let's go to bed early. Yes, let me give you my credit cards to purchase that $50,000 product.
Yeah, so we actually have an event coming up on September 24th where you can go and join us. It's completely free. I'll throw the ticket in here. It's completely free, and we're gonna have 3 celebrity comedians that are gonna join us as well, that are gonna teach you guys exactly how to be funnier, how to get more funny. Like, when is it appropriate? How do I get more funny, even if I'm not funny? And we're going to teach you that.
In fact, 2 of the 3 comedians say, I'm not funny.
Yeah,
it's pretty made a career.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, so that's very cool. So that's coming up. Just go to that, click on that link, grab your free ticket, and you'll have the opportunity to ask actual questions to the celebrities. You'll be able to ask us questions. In fact, you can ask us questions anytime. We're more
Yep,
than
you
happy
can
to
show up
share with
every
you.
yep, you can show up every Monday and feel free to join us. So
Yeah. And there's many different ways in which you can add humor to your process. One of the ways, Tom Cotter, the America's Got Talent runner-up, he was the comedian has gone the furthest as any comedian. He came second place in America's Talent, so he was a finalist. And he said that a friend of his has a business that's very businessy, and the board meetings and once a week, the meetings were very heavy and very businessy, and no one was looking forward to them. So what he started to do, the owner of the company, was that he put say Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin and Keystone Cops. He put this black and white video footage up um, of all this slapstick comedy happening on the slide projector with no sound. So everybody, when they're coming into the meeting, they would watch something lighthearted before they got into the meetings, and the meetings started to completely turn around. Much better results, much quicker agreement of everybody in the meeting. It just people opened up because they had more lighthearted. They were less defensive, so they heard other people's opinions and differing opinions. Uh, they were more accepting to other people's opinions, thoughts, and ideas. So there's a simple way. The owner of that company himself wasn't funny in any way whatsoever, but he knew the value of humor and he knew the value of making people feel that way. So he did that. I think that's a great idea. If you're doing a presentation or a talk, what you can do is actually add either a still cartoon in or a commercial. Commercial's great. A 30-second commercial, a lot of them are really funny. And you just tie in the concept behind the commercial to the concept you're addressing in your talk. And so therefore it adds to and gives people an emotional change during your presentation. So that adding to certainly helps. So it's definitely something to start looking at. And another thing you can do is watch bloopers. You can add a blooper reel into pretty much any presentation.
and tie it into your presentation.
Yeah.
So I think what I'm hearing Jamie say is if you feel like you're not funny, you can borrow the funny.
Borrow the funny.
There is plenty of funny out there to borrow. Because
Right.
when you make people laugh, it helps them to retain the information more.
Yes.
It helps them learn better, and they don't feel like they're just being talked at. Like I watch so many speakers make this mistake, especially women speakers, because we have the tendency to sound kind of teachery, like your high school teacher, and it's like nah, nah, droning on and on. And we especially need to break up the way that we're speaking with some funny so that people can actually hear what we're saying and consume our content.
And as is in a situation like right now, I'm normally higher energy of the play. We just had a 5-day event, very successful
Really great
event, but 5 14-hour days that were 40 minutes away from where we were staying. So that's like an hour and a half added to that on the road each day. And so, yeah, my energy's a little down. Yet the moment I start thinking about some of the funny things that happen, my energy actually lifts. So there's another bonus. Adding some laughs actually perks up your humor, perks up your energy with humor. Yeah, that's very good. So look for the funny in your life. Look for, instead of jumping first feet into why this is a problem and your emotional angst, look at what's the funny side of it. So sometimes it's a lot easier when you're past the emotion to look at the funny side. Yeah, the closer you can bring looking at the funny when you're in the middle of the experience, the better.
Yeah, and feel free to go follow. I'll put it in the chat. Go follow Dom the Hypnotist on Instagram. There he is right there.
Fantastic guy. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Talk about being a little tired and the funny that comes with it. There's cortisol cream that looks exactly the same as my toothpaste, my travel
toothpaste. No, you didn't.
I've learned from my past. Once when I was doing an event, I was super tired and I didn't quite flick the light on, and I was using dimmer light so it's not to wake Amy up. And I just grabbed the tube, and it was a cortisone mint, so it had a cooling thing for itchy bites, and I brushed my teeth with it. At the time, I didn't think it was funny, but boy, when I told everybody about it, they thought it was funny, so they convinced me that that is funny. Isn't that the way it is when it happens to someone else? You're like, oh, that's hilarious. Glad it didn't happen to me. So
awesome. Well, come join us on September 24th. Go grab yourself a ticket, grab yourself a spot. It's going to be a blast. You're going to get to meet the comedians. And Jamie, what should they remember?
Remember, I'm not the only one out there struggling by brushing my teeth with medicated cream or some other struggle. Everybody's going through a struggle. They're either in the middle of a struggle, going into it, or coming out of it. And there's a thing you can do to make the world a better place. It's quite simple. It's called a smile. When you smile at someone, it improves your life, improves theirs. So when you're out and about, smile at a stranger. And if you're adventurous, give them a little wink.
1, 2, 3, 4. Money there, no fuss, just flow. Amy, Jamie's honeys run the show. No pressure, just profits. Yo, ninja touch, we get rid of it. Gain confidence for your benefits. Creativity is key, let's work to it. Plus, we got free prizes every week. Money there, we got